Previously on MaudeWorld.
Well, we could release the boy. With Burden's help, we track him some of the way, or all of the way.
I'll keep an eye on this one.
Yep. You be a good guard now.
We never meant any harm or any stress on you.
The ground in front of the entrance looks very peculiar. And the floor drops away from under your feet. Esther, you drop into this pit. You see 4 animals emerging from the mouth of the cave.
I would like to use Ice Knife against the giant boar, please.
Drake, you take 10 points of cold damage.
Sorry.
It feels like a small breeze would blow me over and kill me.
You kick this very large direwolf in the face, and the very large direwolf turns back into the familiar form of Ruck.
Transform back now, or you'll regret it.
Seeing her little brother chucked into a pit, seeing her parents dead, like bleeding out, and for all she knows, dead on the floor, she drops her form. The young female dwarf drops her direwolf form, and she stands there breathing heavily, dressed in the same garb as the others, her body looking remarkably weakened and malnourished compared to her direwolf form. Her parents lie bleeding out on the floor, and the young and Esther is in the pit where she spent most of the last battle in with the young child who somehow ended up there.
How did he get down there? Asked the jury.
Your Honor, I would like to present the evidence of Herb.
I'm so old and feeble.
Just one distinctive boot print all over the face.
Exhibit A, Your Honor, the boot.
That doesn't wear shoes.
Regrettably.
So,
Hospital slipper of death.
A crop.
so, what would you all like to do?
I guess I try and stabilise the mother.
Yeah, I'll try and stay.
Someone else should take this from me, though.
Okay, both of you make medicine checks, please.
Oh, boy. 2! I push the bolt further in. That.
19.
No, not that way.
Oh, no, I shouldn't have removed
execute
this.
her parents.
Yeah, I got a 2.
Okay, so Damerus, you with a 19, you are successful. You're able to you just rip off some random rags that you have, and
Bolt goes in, bolt goes out. Oh no, she's bleeding! She's bleeding, guys.
Drake, you're still trying to work this whole medicine saving people's life thing out.
Put pressure on it. Put pressure.
This should not have been removed.
No,
That's a bolt.
Oh, the bolt's still in. Oh, that's not good. What have I taken out?
How, because I stabilised the boy on my last turn while they were still in initiative, right?
Yes, I'll consider initiative dropped
I
for
sort of
this purpose.
saunter up and...
Make an athletics check.
Esther,
head,
she's
'cause the last
bleeding
thing
more.
How
The
athletically
last thing I
can
did
we
was throw him
saunter?
down the hole, so I'm going to sort of peek down the hole.
You see Esther attempting. How well to climb out of the pit?
5.
Attempting unsuccessfully to climb out of the pit, and you also see the unconscious but breathing body of Ruck.
Can I try
Careful, there's a crazy young boy in the hole.
Anyone? No, you're gonna leave
Yeah,
me
no,
to it.
I'll
All right,
go over and help him if I'm
Okay.
sure that the father looks stable.
The
I'll
father
head
does
over.
apparently look
Then
stable.
yes, then I'll go
Drake,
and help Drake.
make a medicine check with advantage, please.
Oh, thank Christ. Well. Or 11.
11. Okay.
With advantage.
Yes. So
You're still not listening to me, Drake.
Yep. So eventually you figure out.
What is bad? Why do I not take just out?
Eventually, Drake, you figure out that blood goes in the body, and
I thought she had too much.
Now she has just the right amount.
Great.
and
Got to let
she
out the
appears-
evil spirits.
Exactly, that's what he told me. Was that not right? Oh, fuck's sake.
And the mother does appear to be breathing. The daughter is just sort of looking at you, Vela.
Do I have her pinned down? I can't remember if I was.
I think
Well-
Well,
I-
you're in little wolf form, aren't you?
Yeah, I think
Shout.
I
No,
transformed
she
back.
came
You
off,
I was going to say you dropped form
I
because
dropped
you
form.
spoke to
Shouted,
her.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
no, I believe you do have her pinned with your staff.
Yes, that's right. Yes. I'm
She's just sort of looking up at you, just like.
going to speak in Sylvan to her and say, "You need to calm down. We never meant to hurt you. You guys did hit first."
Chill out, man.
Yeah.
Chillax.
You speak the sacred tongue.
Yes, I'm a druid as well. Didn't you notice when I turned into a wolf before?
You speak the sassy tongue.
Makes you glad?
Mm-hmm. She just looks at you and goes, "I don't know you. You're not one of us."
No, that's right. I'm not from here. But I don't believe that what you're doing is right. Attacking strangers. We never meant you any harm. We were just attacking in self-defense, ultimately.
I just do what Father tells me to do. He told us that you were coming to hurt us. And she sort of like, as it just move her neck a bit, and now you've killed them.
No, we haven't killed them.
Despite my yells to the contrary.
Well-
She's bleeding.
No, I'm sure she's fine. She's going to be fine.
Well, bearing in mind this
yeah.
this conversation is going on in a language you don't understand, and
Oh
bearing in
yeah,
mind that
that's
Ruck,
fine. We're playing doctor.
yes, bearing in mind that Ruck, at least didn't speak common.
Drake,
Bones connected to the...
The woman by
Foot?
now.
are
Sorry,
you out the hole?
make another athletics check. For
I
me,
run
please,
to
Esther.
Drake and say, "Grandad, we need the rope to get her out the hole."
Right, your granddad.
I thought that was just a cool word we call each other.
No, you're my granddad.
Hey, Grandad! What's up?
I'll deal with that later. There's the rope.
Thank you. I lowering the rope down. I was like, "Grab the rope, Grandad!"
Fuck's sake.
Hits Esther's head while she attempts
You
a
my granddad.
12 athletics.
12 of the days. Okay. With that, you're able to in fact, Herb, just for my sensibilities, make an athletics check, please.
Yeah, that's 20.
20. Yeah,
Modest.
easy. Like you're
You
able
show him,
to
granddad.
you're able to take the weight, and
You
as
my
you're
granddad.
it takes you a minute or so, but you're able to climb up out of the pit. You emerge, Esther, and you see this sort of very bear. That was what I was looking for. Bear campsite.
A bear! First of all,
Another
some other
one.
bears.
Fuck's sake.
No, you see the bear campsite, and even though they were wolves and boar,
And there's like really big jam sandwiches everywhere.
Jars of honey.
Yeah.
if you go down to the woods today, no, but you see the bear
I'm
campsite,
sure of
and
some tasty s'mores.
some tasty s'mores.
Hey!
Oh.
Welcome to MaudeWorld.
Don't call yourself
This is
tasty.
not happy with that.
Say what you want about Maud, but he's sure it's tasty.
all my mind presented to me in that instance was 2 biscuits with warm beard.
Oh.
Beard.
Beard.
No,
Hence
no.
the oh.
It's just 2 warm biscuits that you open up. It's me going, ah, 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 ah. Anyway,
I will never recover from that. Never.
So do all who have such mods.
I mean, you say this, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about this, ladies and gentlemen, but when this episode eventually airs, do tweet at Sara Scott D&D to find out how she got that injury.
No, you don't. It was very brave. It
We
was
don't talk about it.
Yeah.
big.
You should
Big.
see the other guy.
All the orphans that were saved in that event.
Anyway, you climb out of the pit and you see Vela pinning this this other young dwarven woman down with her staff against her neck, and you see Damerus and Drake
Covered in blood.
leaning over these 2 bodies, but like both like
In
an
CPR, like
operation.
heave. Oh.
I'm doing a good job. I did a good job.
I was gonna say you did do a good job. Like you
You
look.
helped me do an adequate
One
job.
person is bandaged well.
I got the bolt back. I know we were all worried.
We're getting through all the bandages in the realm, aren't we?
Yeah.
Pretty
that
much.
broken arrow, then.
Oh no.
But yes, you do see, and you know, with your medical experience, you can see that these individuals are indeed stable.
I'll say to Vela, whoa, 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 that's no way to treat a minor.
How do you know what her job is?
Thank you. I'm glad someone said it.
She's a bloody dwarf!
Whoa!
Grandad, that's racist. Not all miners are
Come on
dwarves.
now, kick her in the face and throw her in the hole.
That's not how. That's your answer to every problem.
Keep the dangerous dwarves in the hole.
What's she
Has
saying?
she said anything
Yeah.
in response to?
I'm sorry. Remind me what you said.
I was saying that we didn't kill her family.
Okay. Sorry. Yes, that's what I was going to get you to make a persuasion check, please.
14?
14. Okay. She looks at you, like very confused, like really not sure what to think. Like she seems to be having a similar reaction to presumably her brother.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as intense, but she like you didn't.
No. I'm going to turn around and just check how the whole situation's going.
I
And
wave with a
having-
red hand. All good.
Make a
Pretty sure that was an inflamed gallbladder anyway.
With that appendix needed to come out.
make a medicine check for me, please, Ryan.
Oh, it was so good.
Medicine. 23.
23. Yeah. No. You can clearly see that.
This is my blood.
Yeah.
I'm so bad.
You can
That's
clearly
not that great.
you can clearly see the parents are unconscious but breathing
Okay.
at a steady rate, so they're definitely
I
alive.
should
Okay.
not have been operating on anyone.
I
I'd
just-
fall over.
in response to her having called out, I'm gonna take a little bit of the pressure off, so I'm not like fully pinning her down,
Okay.
just so that she, I don't know. I guess so she knows I'm still in control, but I'm not trying to stop her from moving. I'm letting her have a little bit of wriggle room,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Make a general charisma check for me, please, Vela.
8.
8.
Maud, when you get round to it, just while everyone's distracted, Herb would like to have a poke around through their belongings.
Noted. Make an investigation
You
check.
threw a knife at me and it exploded.
What? No?
I've still got ice on me.
Is that for me?
Don't pull them out.
I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot right now. Is that the light?
Stay away from the light. Esther, I think Dickensian might need some assistance.
I'm so dead.
Vela, you release the pressure off, and you see in her eyes
Pops off.
for just a moment, as if her eyes sort of dart to the side, as if she's thinking about making a break for it,
I wouldn't.
but she doesn't move.
Okay. I don't know what to do here. She's still freaking out. She's not really listening.
Like she's just sort of.
And that was in common
Sure.
to everyone.
For the record, she's just kind of giving you this sort of look. Like she's.
I'm gonna just tell her, my friends don't speak Sylvan. The language we're speaking now.
Okay.
Just so you know, so you're not confused about me talking to them.
What did you just say to them?
I said that you're worried about us. You're concerned.
Yes.
I understand.
Why are you here? You haven't come to kill us. Why are you here?
So, one of our friends was taken captive by your people. An innocent person. Apparently she's going to be sacrificed. I don't understand why someone would do that.
My father says it is a great honor. The new elder, he talked to my father. He told my father to bring him sacrifices. It is a great honor to be sacrificed to the spirit of the mountains, the spirit of the serpent.
Is that really what you think?
Yes.
Do you think it's safe and nice to kill people?
Answer carefully, girl.
Sure. It is natural for things to kill other things. Animals do it all the time. They hunt, predator and prey. It is the way of things.
Sacrifice.
But surely we are above that. Surely we have a knowledge that is greater than that.
You speak like the city folk. My father says they do not understand what it means to be part of nature.
I'm going to turn to everyone. She's brainwashed. She's completely brainwashed.
Is she?
Right.
That's bad.
Do they have the woman we're looking for, or no?
Well,
Good question. How much blood should still be in me?
She
I
seems-
think more than I have.
More than that.
she seems to know who the person is, but I don't know if she knows where they are, so I can check.
Just before we continue with this, Alex, what
My
did you get for
investigation
investigation?
was a 9.
9. Okay. You're sort of sort of going through their pockets and stuff. They don't seem really to have much on them. They have, they have furs and any sort of other sort of basic cloth clothing that they're wearing seems to be very muddied and soiled. But other than there's a few sort of small pouches of herbs actually that some of them possess. But
You leave my herb pouch out.
it's just a whole bunch of really microscopic halflings.
Doesn't
but yeah,
smell good.
no, it doesn't. But other than that,
Mature.
other than that, Herb, you don't find anything of value. So again, as you start talking in common, she just goes, "What are you saying? What are you saying?"
I'm saying I don't think you've been told the right thing. Do you know where this girl is? Who was taken?
Make a persuasion check.
It went so well last time. Yeah! Natural 20,
Natural
precious!
20.
She does a little dance.
Where is the girl?
Um,
Where is she?
that would be a 21.
21, okay. Vella's pitch drops several octaves.
Tell me where the girl is now.
That was me. And
Like
Trillic.
claw.
I was
Inspector
about-
Gadget.
Dr. Claw! Dr. Claw, one of the greatest cartoon villains ever. Voiced by the guy who originally voiced Megatron.
Do as I
Oh, new
command.
sponsor.
Sponsored by Dr. Claw. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Go Gadget, free advertising.
For a
Next
cartoon,
week for a new sponsor.
for a cartoon that's been off the air for decades.
Not after this comes out. With your help.
MaudeWorld would like to announce their reboot, where all cast as people in Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Maude.
Inspector. Go Gadget Maude. Okay. She like.
Mordred.
What was that?
That was the Go Gadget board, was it?
Yeah, just the sound effects.
Yeah.
That accompanies it.
Slide whistle.
Right.
Anyway.
Yes. Moving on.
His sidekick is a kobold. That's what that second one was.
Kobolds.
Come on.
Kobold. It's a dangerous curse to a reference.
Correct.
So, as you're saying this, like her eyes sort of just like involuntarily dart to the left, towards the cave, and then she like looks at you and goes,
Oh yeah, there's a cave.
"Yeah,
That's where I was going to go.
She's-
I'm in trouble.
I'm
she's in."
drawing on myself in my own blood.
I had anyway.
Oh dear.
Esther kind of comes over to you
She's
with a
in-
colour
she's in
wheel by
there.
your face, Drake, to see how much blood you've lost. Like,
Approximately all of it.
we're down to a 3.
You've got a colour chart.
Yes, it's really not very good.
According to this, you're going to die.
Serious help.
We should be Wilted Rose 3.
Porcelain.
Oh dear, I am in trouble.
But yes, the halfling has lost a lot of his halfling blood. But yeah, she like glances over and she goes, she's in there.
Is she in there on her own?
Yes,
Do I believe her?
inside.
Oh no.
Yeah, you do.
I believe everything. 12.
12. She is like as you look closer, you can see that she's shivering a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like she is, compared to sort of the lean muscle of her wolf form, she is, seemingly very weak. She still is, intimidated, scared. The impression that you get is that she just doesn't really have the energy for anything as, elaborate as a lie at this stage.
She's in the cave.
Ah, go.
By herself, apparently, as well.
Right.
Right, someone come with me. Burden at this point has
Yes,
jumped
so
across the...
I'll go with Burden as well.
I'll stay
Right.
with
Does
Drake.
anyone that needs rope?
Drake, we'll be right back.
What? Yes?
There's
I
someone
have
in the
four.
hole. He's going down into the hole.
Maybe we should.
I was going to say I would imagine that Herb has some rope that he was holding on.
He took
to.
my rope, yeah.
Yeah. The only person I believe who is currently without rope is Esther, because you have not yet replaced your rope from the tower slide.
Oh, yeah.
Poppins-esque.
Sorry.
The attempted Mary Poppins down the slide.
Yes.
Cool. I'll stay with Drake and start to patch him up, if permissible.
Have you attempted to medic him already once today?
Yes, she has.
Oh yeah, because we house ruled that, didn't we? Once
Yes.
per person per day.
Yes.
Then I'm just gonna keep going with the colour wheel.
That's not
That's
good.
fair.
Am I that colour?
So, Burden, Damerus, Herb, Vela, are you going in as well?
No, I'm going to stay out here.
Okay.
I want to explain to her that I'm worried that she'll run away, and so I'm going to tie her up.
She sort of obviously doesn't see, she's flinches at this, but then she just looks away from you and goes, "You have bested me. I will do what you say."
Put her in the hole.
Put her in the hole. Wait,
She
what am I
might,
saying?
she might make plans with her brother. No.
Unconscious brother.
Yeah, she might make plans with him. You
Whole
never
plan.
know. I'm going to tie her up.
Okay. To what?
Oh,
Um,
hog tie.
there's
Is this comfortable?
what is it with you people and hog tying?
It's hard to run away when you're hog tied.
Yeah, we never actually follow through with it.
Exactly. One day I'm going to let him around. One day.
Not today. Just to a nearby tree.
We're in a cave.
Well, there's the
Not in there, some sort of
So, like-
Shade trees.
No,
so you're,
literally
okay,
no
so
trees.
so you're in this clearing, and the only thing surrounding you are the cave, the pits that you jumped over, and in between, like, the sort of walls of this encampment, so to speak, are like thorn bushes.
That's okay. I think I will just tie her hands together and then I'll hold the other end of the rope.
Okay,
And she can follow me around.
fine. Just her hands.
I'm just going to come and sit with you guys.
Just her hands.
Yes, just her hands.
Cool. Just make a general dexterity check for me, please.
13.
13. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, so Burden is going to lead the way. Because he's been, sniping from the other side of the pit, so he's not taking any damage.
How's the nice wolf?
The nice wolf?
Or the wolf?
There's no nice wolves, I'm sorry.
But how's she anyway?
She's crazy.
Jesus, they're all crazy.
Yeah. She's been brainwashed.
Happens to the best of us.
Ooh. Sorry, just something that I've just remembered. Damerus, your initial medicine check was on the father, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and you were 19.
Yes.
Okay, so one thing I will just mention is that you notice as you initially looked him over, as you were opening up his eyelids, his eyes are incredibly bloodshot.
I would pass that I would pass that information on to Esther as the closest thing to the medical professional in our group.
Ester
A
goes
teenage child.
Yes.
closed.
Speaks volumes.
Because I'm not sure. Maybe he's sick or something. I'm not sure. It's the father. I assume the father.
Maybe.
It's very-
Can I check
you're
him
handy
out,
to have
see if
around.
there's anything I can figure
Hard
out
to a
about
lot of
this?
things, yeah.
Make a
You
medicine
look
check.
sick.
Make a medicine check, please, Esther.
I apparently lost a lot of blood.
Helping me in this?
Apparently there's
What's
an
that?
amount you need.
I mean, with my knowledge, can I be assisting in what this might be? Or
Sure. At this stage, but I will say Burden is going into the cave.
oh, okay.
Regardless, so
I'll be right there.
He's an
Give me a
NPC, we
second.
can lose him.
Okay,
it's fine.
fine. Make a
Sure,
medicine
we
check
can
with
lose
advantage,
him.
please, Esther.
Ester's
Got 3 more.
No! That's got. Boom. 23.
23. You take a look.
Oh, he did.
It's no, he's breathing.
Yeah.
You take a look at his eyes, and
Those are no eyes. It's a space station.
dangerously close to a reference, but like,
Not really. Not that close to reference at all.
what? That's no eye. That's a space station.
That's a very bad
I think that's how it
bastardization.
happens in the movie.
Checks out.
It's an old reference.
No,
It checks out.
There we go. No, that's much better than anything I could have done. I was trying to think of some sort of episode 9 related trailer joke. Anyway, Esther, you have a look. You sort of like open up his eyelids, and they're just staring forward. He's out cold, and they are, as I say, just very severely bloodshot, both of them. Of the other sort of dwarven forms you've seen so far of this family, the father seems the most well built. As in, he has, he doesn't look malnourished. He doesn't look, quite as emaciated is perhaps too strong a word, but as emaciated as the others do. You can't. It's odd. You're not There is definitely some sort of medicinal cause to this, to these incredibly bloodshot eyes, but compared to the rest of him, it seems it sticks out. It doesn't seem, it's sort of one symptom of something, but there don't seem to be any other symptoms of whatever this is.
It's wrong.
What?
Wrong.
Oh, it's wrong. Yes.
Yes, it's wrong.
You tell lamps.
So,
Self-reference.
Burden.
Yes, I thought that might be interesting. Burden, and I just run off into the cave.
Okay. So,
What was this woman's name we were looking for?
Shauna?
Shaana, yes. Well, I'll just double check my own notes. Oh no.
Goodbye, pencil. You
Yes.
served us well.
Shaana. So, you make your way into the cave, and
Fucking got him.
There is still. I mean, it's starting to get late. It's later into the evening, but there is still light streaming in from the outside. So Herb, you can still just about see. But the three of you make your way into the cave, and you can immediately see it's not particularly. It's not a particularly large cave. You walk about sort of 10 feet in, and you can immediately see a sort of two circular rooms, sort of off the entrance, so to speak. And to your right, you can see what looks to be a room with various detritus around, sort of what look to be small little holes, almost like nests, beds that have been dug into the earth. But you can also see a single wooden cage on the right that does contain a young dwarven woman who appears to be her head. She seems to be utterly bald. And on the left, you can see in this left-hand room, you can see again very similar sort of setups. Again sort of dug. These dug sort of holes of some sort, and you can also see what looks to be a mottled green-looking chest.
Shotgun. No, I think I'll go to the cage and sort of
Okay.
gently.
Yeah, Burden is also
Tap with the stick.
immediately runs forward, and he sort of he just turns to you, Herb, and goes, She's not good with people she doesn't know. Probably best if she sees me first.
Understood.
Thank you.
Just gonna go look in this green devil chest.
So you go off to look at the chest?
Yeah.
Cool. Damerus?
As I run around the corner, like, is that cage locked at all? Do you need a hand, Burden?
Hang on a minute. He has a look, and yeah, it is.
I cracks his knuckles and steps forward, takes out his small leather pouch, and I'm gonna.
Sure. He just holds up a hand.
It's not a
Before you do, he just holds up a hand. He goes, Shaana, it's me. You can see now as you get close to this young dwarven woman who is her clothes are a bit sort of ripped. She looks a bit bloodied, and she's just sort of curled up on the floor, and she opens her eyes, and she sort of flinches back at first, hunched, but then Burden's like, "It's all right, love. It's me." She sort of tilts her head, crawls forward, on her, kneels up in front of him. She puts her hand on the cage. It's like, "It's me, all right? I'm gonna get you out of here. This is my friend. He's gonna help you, all right?" Shaana.
Damerus, you look like you've been through it. I take my water skin and just pass it through the cage. You should probably drink this. It's just water.
She flinches back slightly, and Burden just goes, "It's all right." She sort of reaches out, trying not to look at you, but
That's cool. Yeah.
If
she's I look away as well. And,
she drinks it, but she drinks it slowly. She's,
that's fine.
She's not. She's not
Yeah.
dying of thirst or anything. She's not been in here that long.
Take your time, and I'm just going to try and get this lock off, okay?
She doesn't seem to acknowledge you, but Burden's still, just sort of sort of pretty much just that. She's just left, her hand is very tightly gripping the cage, and Burden's just got his hand there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to go forward and start.
Okay, make a lock-picking check, please.
No, I didn't take expertise yet.
What is it called? Picking check.
Thieves' tools. Yeah.
Thieves' tools plus proficiency.
Yeah, which is dex.
Yeah.
Snap.
It's 8.
8.
Not good.
She's not going to trust you.
No, that's fine.
You're trying, and it's like, you're like, oh, come on, this is not that difficult. And it's like, you try for a good few minutes, but for some reason you're like, you haven't done this in a while, so it's taking you a while. Your picks don't break or anything, but it's just
I think the mechanism might be a bit seized up. We can try, I don't know, maybe
Happens
forcibly
to the
removing
best
it.
of us.
you want to try and force it.
Well, I'm saying to Burden.
Okay.
I think it's a bit frozen up, old lock or something.
Okay, hang on a minute. Shaana, I'm not going to go anywhere, all right? I'm just going to get, and she kind of immediately just kneels up, puts both her hand on the cage, just looking into his eyes. Like, again, still not saying anything, but like shaking her head. So, all right. Damerus, mate, would you do us a favour and go and find like a staff or something to wrench it off or whatever?
Oh, yes. Herb, what's in that box over there? Also, I think he needs to borrow your staff.
Oh, okay, that's fine. If I quickly be able to check the box during...
Make an investigation check.
Oh, good. 21.
21, okay. You walk up to the chest, and it's a bit tricky to see in this light. It's a bit around a corner, but you can just about make things out. And like, you look at the chest, and like, it's an odd colour. As you approach it, you look, and it's like, oh, and like you sort of go to reach out and touch it, but then you like draw your hand back. This chest appears to be covered in some sort of liquid. Some sort of shining liquid. You're not sure exactly what it is, but there's something like covering a good chunk of the wood.
I'll come back to that later. Let me. I'll take my staff and go and help him sort of jimmy open the.
Okay.
Burden didn't care this much about leaving her when he ran the fuck away yesterday.
Again, outnumbered. Better to go for help. Herb, make a strength check with advantage, please, as Damerus is helping you.
Oh dear. Okay. Okay, 15.
15. Okay, so it takes a moment, but you're and the sort of like rusted lock, which is pretty much the only sort of metal part of this cage, just flies off tinkers into a corner, and like the door of the cage just like flaps open. Shaana immediately just crawls out, stands up, and runs, keeping her head down, runs around towards Burden, and she looks to be a fairly young dwarf, a bit older than Ruck and the children you've seen, but still fairly young, and she just immediately clings tightly to Burden, and who's just got his arms around her, and he's like, it's all right, I'm here. Thank you.
No problem.
I hate to think what would have happened to her.
Well, best not to. All's well now. Let's get her out of this place.
Young Master Damerus.
Yes.
I could use your expertise on a matter of relics and such.
Oh, yes, of course. If you head up to the rest of our team, we'll be there shortly.
Of course. And Burden just sort of takes Shaana by the hand and goes, it's all right, and just guides her out of the cave.
I grab my water skin from the cage.
Yeah.
Mine.
It's in the sort of 5 minutes it took.
Yeah.
It's empty.
Oh, yeah.
Waste not, want not.
Oh, okay. I fully expected that, and just tie back to my belt. Right, now, what is this you want me to see?
There's a chest, but it's covered in some strange goop. And if I've learned anything in my time, it's stay away from weird-looking goop.
That is a good rule to live by. Can I? Would checking for traps help at all? Could I try and identify what this?
Sure.
liquid
Make
is?
a nature check.
Oh, actually, I forget. Damerus is a smart man.
So outdoorsy.
Still not great. 9.
9. Like sort of taking a look, and you can see a bit better in the dimness. It appears to be like you look and you can see, you can make out parts of the chest that aren't covered are more sort of, more the color you'd expect from a wooden chest, but it's mostly a sort of a green, sort of a dark greenish sort of covering. You would guess it looks like some sort of sap, but other than that, you're not sure. But
I don't necessarily know. I wouldn't recommend we touch it. I think we can. I don't know. We can maybe get into the box by bashing it open if you want to have a look inside that much, or.
Is it a wooden chest?
yes.
Does it look sturdy?
Reasonably. It's hard to tell in this light.
I'll try and bash it with my staff.
Go ahead and make. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Great. 12.
Yeah, 12. That hits. Go ahead. Roll damage.
Damage on the weird box. 9 damage.
9. So you take your staff and try and aim for a. You sort of think for a moment, and then you just nah, and just whack it straight in the center near the lock, and crack. It there's a loud cracking sound, and you can see that the wood has splintered inwards, and
If it's snakes, I'll be so upset.
the wood splinters inwards. You don't hear anything else, but there's a decent sized crack. You sort of take another couple of whacks at it, and you're able to open up a sort of a small hole in the lid.
Have a little peek in and see if I can see anything without touching it.
Sure. You do see the box does appear to contain some things. It's not a particularly large box. It's
It's a pipe bomb.
Yay! Classic. Sure. Yeah. Shiny. Again, it's I only say that again.
You see it.
No, I only say that because you're a halfling, so you can't see super well. But yeah, there's appears to be something of value in the chest.
There's shiny stuff in there, Mr. Magpie.
I mean, in fairness, Mr. Magpie can see better than you can.
Yes.
Oh, you like shiny things.
It's those dark beady eyes.
Well, I guess we can just keep
whacking.
Keep whacking it and destroy the box. These people put us through hell, so the last thing we do is fuck the box, yes.
Can I roll to fuck up the box?
Yes.
I think that's the next week line. Yes, go ahead and make another attack roll for me, please, Herb.
That's a critical fail.
No, it's not, because you're lucky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking halflings.
Yeah, 17.
Takes away the fun.
Not for us.
Yes, that's the point. 17. Okay, yeah, no.
Damage?
Sure.
5.
Yeah, no. I'll say over the course of the next, minute or so, you're able to.
So, just as a small point,
fragile egg.
box, probably something we want in the box. Don't want to touch sap. You thought break box covered in sap rather than wipe sap off. That's where you went first.
Yeah.
Take your cloak off and just go.
Then I have to buy another cloak
or something. Yeah.
But what if the sap goes on the thing inside it?
Well, I mean, it's fine on the box, so I'm sure anything stronger than wood will be fine.
So,
Something the DM ideas. They're a real piece of shit.
I didn't break the box.
So,
Anyone with any intelligence is outside losing blood.
Break our box in peace.
So, I will say, as your, in fairness, I was already thinking this, but I will say you do hear, like, you know, the occasional sort of clink clink of what sounds like to be coins, and at one point you do hear a clink. Sounds like the shattering of glass.
I'm sure whatever it was wasn't that important.
So you're able to you're able to
The archaeologist. Ladies and
It
gentlemen.
was his idea.
I know.
He told me to smash it. So I smashed it.
It's an ancient tomb.
I never
Let's fuck it up.
I never finished school.
It shows. I'm starting to see why.
He didn't take the artifact preservation class. Scatter smash.
This is about how you safely obtain artifacts. That's probably something.
That's a useless class.
Leaves his tiny little brush at home.
Yeah.
Goes crowbar.
You could have crowbar would have been which you also have one.
I just remembered that I have one right in this moment right now.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing.
This is the last time I let you go into a cave without me. If I'm losing a leg, you take me to the damn cave.
I thought I was a safe bet asking the archaeologist. I thought that was the right
Clearly
thing to do.
What's your intelligence?
Actually 16, so I'm
I
quite
beg to
smart.
differ.
That was just a lapse in judgment.
I know, but what's your wisdom?
That is 12.
Well, okay, that's slightly more in par, but then you'll want to talk.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have smashed the box.
Anyway,
There is no box now.
Just this pile of broken wood.
And glass.
And really dangerous toothpicks.
so you
It's poisonous now.
So yes, you're able to sort of to smash the box, and eventually you're able to sort of the lid is is destroyed and splintered off into the onto the side, and you look inside and you can see what looks to be a pile of coins. Damerus, you can make out broken shards of glass,
Yes.
and some sort of red liquid over the bottom of the.
Does that red liquid look like I might identify as the remains of a healing potion?
Make an Arcana check.
You're the worst.
Dickensian, quick! You can suck it out of the pile!
Lick it out of the dust.
Speaking of archaeologists, Connor, he chose poorly.
I don't know. 9.
You do not know.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, no, not even 9, sorry. I don't have proficiency. in
You
Arcana.
choose to believe.
and there is also what looks to be also in sort of one of the corners of the box some sort of hat.
Oh, sick.
Be careful of the glass. There's some coin in here and apparently a hat.
I sort of put my staff in and sort of try and get this hat out of the box at the end of the staff.
Sure.
I don't want that.
Yeah, sure. No, that's easy enough to do.
For a hat, please.
Drink that, drink
They
the
broke my
potion.
healing potion and now they won't give me a hat.
Sure, easy enough to do. You pull the hat out and it's sort of a fairly sort of plain sort of cloth cap hat thing. It's got a red feather in it, and it also you notice slightly grotesquely on the front of it. It appears to have the what you would guess is the dried out husk of a frog on front of it.
Oh, it's a sex hat.
Oh, right. Shall I just add this coin in here to our collective fund?
Yes, good boy.
Cool.
Can I have a close look at the hat? Just to see if it's sort of
Your sex hat.
just to see if it's
sort of magic or got any sort of if it's useful, if it's just a weird looking hat.
make an Arcana check, Herb.
Use it at pass.
Damerus, as you're attempting to gather up the coin, just make a dexterity check for me, please.
18 Arcana.
50.
50. Yeah, no, you're fine. You're able to takes you a minute or two, but you're able to, carefully not touching the sap, and you're just, drawing out all the coins that you can,
Out of
and
the broken glass.
yeah, and the broken glass. Yes.
It's fine if I cut myself. I just put it in the puddle of healing potion on the bottom.
I never said it was a healing potion.
It might be
It's an acid
but,
potion.
I mean, Damerus thinks it's a healing potion either way.
Damerus thinks a lot of things.
Exactly.
So it's
Just not well enough.
you're
I
able
can see
to
him.
Damerus, you're able to obtain 68 gold pieces, 10 silver pieces, and 12 copper pieces.
What the fuck were these cunts doing with money?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was the dwarves or their victims.
Why would they take it? There's no value to them. Sorry, I'm
you-
outside drawing.
Yes.
Herb, you sort of walk
Mental
a
connection's
little
getting
bit back out of the
stronger.
cave, sort of trying to observe the hat better in the
Did you
light.
break the box?
And the frog husk on the front is very peculiar in that it looks very well preserved, and
It doesn't look like any of the other frog husks I've ever seen.
Hang on a minute.
and
This is a toad!
and just very well preserved and very specifically placed. You reckon there's probably something to this. You're not entirely sure what, but as with all magical items, if you perhaps spent a short rest with it, you might be able to better understand it.
Interesting. I'm going to sit down and just have a look at the hat, sort of play with it,
So
smell
attune to it, if you will.
something like that. Yeah.
Before he
Sound.
completely zones out into the hat, can I guide her back up to the group?
Sure.
As we rejoin the party.
It's hat time now.
If
Yes,
they
Herb,
have
of course,
weak
but let's just-
dementia,
Damn it, did you give him a
objects,
hat?
Do they have to reattune every time they remember they're wearing them?
Oh, no.
The tree falls in the forest. The player wears a magical item and there's no one around to wear it.
I don't suppose you found anything that might be, I don't know, healing in some way.
No, sorry.
Did you bring your straw?
I found a little bit of money, though. Are we taking that as compensation, or should we leave it for them?
No, fuck them. What are they going to do with money?
We need to buy
They mock
bandages to
people.
replace the skin.
The not fiend in me feels like I should maybe,
I mean, they tried to kill us, so I think it's fair play.
Yes, it's fair. Are we done?
I'm going to take out the two vials that I have, the half-full ones with the red liquid in them. So someone told me these might be healing potions. Do you want to try them?
In my state, sure.
One or both?
First one.
Okay.
As this happens, stop it. Oh dear. Roll a new character. As this happens,
That's suppository.
you guys. So as all of this stuff in the cave is going on, you see Burden coming out with a young dwarven woman who is completely bald, who is just holding his hand, looking sort of at the floor.
Oh, you found her there.
Yeah, we found her. Thank you, all of you. See, there was still in there checking something out.
Whack!
What did you leave them doing in there? I hope it's not something that could be easily resolved with a month.
You've been reading too many stories, mate. That sounds ridiculous.
No, it's probably all the blood loss.
Yeah.
One of them's an archaeologist. He always makes sure he gets everything.
And he carries a crowbar.
I've seen him jimmy things. He's very good.
So yes, okay. So time passes. The two of them are coming out of the cave, and as you Vela, as you sort of uncork or sort of bring out the files, you notice, you don't, that Shaana's head immediately sort of perks up, and as you sort of open the files, she immediately runs over and grabs your wrist,
No, I need this to live.
and she's kind of just looking at your chin. She's not making eye contact with you, but she shakes her head.
It's a very nice chin. What am I? Is she?
I'm going to swap it and see if she's still the same.
She's. What are those? Are those potions?
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, we thought they were healing potions, apparently. But I'm in a very bad state. I can't state that enough.
If look, she knows her alchemy. She knows
Yeah, she's one of them, isn't she?
yeah. So point is, mate, she doesn't know you. So if she's trying to stop you from drinking that, I wouldn't drink it. Like and like she
Healing
looks like
potions.
she's still sort of Drake. She still sort of like has hold of your wrist and is like pointing at the vial.
You want it? And the other. Okay.
She sort of takes one. And then she just like immediately turns away from the two of you, walks and like sort of basically sort of walks near to one of the bushes.
Fine.
Near to one of the bushes and like is just like she doesn't seem to be, you know, she seems to be in her own world and she's like
Bit of a savant, is she?
well, not necessarily the word I'd use, but yeah, she knows her stuff.
Cool. Right, can we take a rest then? Or something?
I think that's a good idea.
Are we really wanting to rest here with... I know we're all hurt, some of us more than others, but...
How long are they going to be out? Burden says, nodding at the two unconscious bodies.
I'm not sure, maybe
At least
40 minutes, an hour.
can I make an estimate of how long they're going to be out?
Make a medicine check.
Some of us help them better than others.
15.
15. In your experience, people who have been...
Oh, sorry. 17.
17. In your experience, people who have been knocked unconscious and stabilized in this manner, it varies, but maybe half an hour. Or, you know, that's, you know, sort of time period around that sort of length, you know, an hour at the very most.
Now, this could be the blood loss talking, but didn't we want to ask this fella about the leader, the elder of this cult or something?
Yes.
About where he was going to be, and also, if they're going to wake up while we're gone, they change into fucking wolves.
Yes.
So they're going to be able to hunt us down. And I'm not in a fit state to go another round with these lads.
I've got 5 words for you. Put them in the hole.
There is a convenient hole. Grandad may be right on this one.
Well,
This may be the blood loss talking.
Well, talking about to them about their leader or whatever. I mean, yes, it seems alarming, but it's not our job. We were hired to help. Well, we were hired to help Burden capture some things, and now we've helped Burden.
Yeah,
get
but
his
there's a
partner.
psycho who's abducting people and sacrificing. You can't just let that go. Come on, Damerus.
Yes, well.
I mean, if there was a chest where you could just open it and take all the gold, wouldn't you do that?
I mean-
It's not like we could just leave these sort of things.
Yes, fine, I suppose, but I'm not necessarily sure the safest way of resting here with all of them.
Oh, I know.
what if the
But
bears come back to the campsite?
what bears?
Bear campsite.
Stop it.
I guess we can.
Did I miss bears? I've really got to get my eyes tested.
It's probably the blood loss.
Jesus
Maybe we
Christ.
can tie them all together, or then put them
We
in the
can
hole.
tie.
or-
Look, I've been
I
saying
like-
it
I
since
like
the
it.
get-go. Hog tie. Ow.
Hold on.
Drake, at this point, Shaana like comes sort of, you know, jogging up to you, and like with the 2 files, she appears to have just combined them, and just gives it to you, and then like holds out the other empty one as well.
Thank you.
It's
Oh.
it's better now.
Oh.
And she
Is that
then
in
just-
common?
She says that in common, yeah, and then she like just runs off towards Burden again.
Thank you. Right, well, bottoms off. Fuck it.
Oh dear. No. You fool!
So
No,
thirsty.
it's
Tessie 10.
It's poison now.
Better to kill you with.
2d4 plus 2.
Sweet.
It's
Like a greater rather than a lesser or something.
no, regular.
Ah, sweet. Which which is a whole 6. I look like a stiff breeze would only knock me over, not knock me out.
But the question is, even if we stay with them until they wake up, keep them subdued, how can we make them talk to us?
Yes, will they?
What they taught to
We had,
this one with the speaking and the words.
they won't. We
Don't
had
worry.
Ruck at our mercy on his own, taken away from everything he knew.
Absolutely, as
About
opposed to
to
having them all in the hole,
Vela,
taken away
at
from
this,
everything.
At this point, you just you hear, what are they saying? From the girl in Sylvan.
They talk a lot about their dad.
We could
Well,
threaten
that's
to
what I'm
kill
thinking,
all
we
the
just-
others unless the girl talks.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. They'll protect their family. That's all they got. And they don't seem like a bad lot traditionally. They're just being led astray by this cult leader. So take him out of the equation. They stop mugging people and, self-sacrifice and all that jazz. And we're fine.
I'm going to just get down on her level and say, we're just trying to figure out what to do next.
Are you going to take me away, take us away? Are you going to kill me? What are you going to do?
I don't know. What do you think I should do?
Sorry?
How do you feel about holes?
What would you do if I let you go?
I travel the world.
Why would you let me go? You have won. You must claim your prize, your victory.
But we're better than that. We're not here to kill you. If anything, we're here to show you that's not the right way.
Then I don't understand. You fought, you beat us, and you're just going to let us go?
Well, I think we took your money. So so that's prize enough. And we got our friend back, as you can see. And I point out Shaana. Can you see how scared she is? She's just as scared as you. It's not a nice feeling, is it?
No. I am still confused. I still don't know what you want.
I guess we just want to teach you a lesson.
She, at those words, she shivers and just immediately bows her head and
I'm your master now.
The fuck did you just say to her?
but she at that, despite your despite your sort of friendly tone in which you said that, she immediately sort of takes on a very subservient stance.
Is it quite obvious that this is maybe something she's heard a lot?
Make an insight check.
Nope. Natural 1.
Natural 1. She appears to be some sort of druid.
I don't know what I did, but now she's
What the
bowing.
fuck did you just say to
She's
her?
cowering. I just said we need to teach her a lesson.
She's not like school.
I don't know. They
I
have
said it quite
school out
nicely.
here, Drake.
They might have homeschooling.
Cave schooling.
Caves can be homes too. It's not very progressive, have you, Damerus?
Yes, that's true.
Ask her where the elder fella is.
You don't need to be afraid of me. I'm not going to hurt you anymore.
Oh, should we get the little one out of the hole? I know we might be all putting them all back in there, but I'd feel better if they're all at least in visual range.
That's the opposite of everyone.
Yeah, I kind of think we want
Edge
to.
of the hole.
I've basically got the guy by his ankle.
Yeah, no,
I'm kind of with my granddad.
I would like to go and make sure that Rock is still in the hole.
He's gone.
You walk over and Rock is still in the hole.
Cool. I want to stay on the outside.
Fine. He has apparently not moved.
That's fine.
You can
Almost like he'll be out for 1d4.
give us
Yes.
another reward if you'd be willing to help. We're trying to find the elder The person who taught you all these things.
I have not talked to the elder, only Father has. Father tells us the elder's words and we obey. The elder is strong, it is the way.
There are other ways to be strong. I'm strong.
Yes, you are, but you have taken our belongings, but you have not taken our blood. You have not taken anything else from us. This is not the way of things.
Everyone has different ways.
Father says different ways are strange. They are not to be trusted.
Well, I don't really trust your ways, to be honest. So I guess we have a very similar way of thinking about each other, and we can learn from that.
She just bows her head.
Herb comes over kindly and says in Dwarven, "Shall we go and check on your brother, my love?" In an accent that he doesn't normally speak in.
That's his Dwarven accent.
Yeah. Yes?
Okay.
I don't know what you said.
It
It seems nice, so I'm like...
helps her up and leads her friendly towards
Oh, wait,
Oh,
what?
no.
No, I'm not getting a word of this. Where are you taking her, Grandad?
We're just going to go and check on her brother. Just
Okay.
Why is he heading over here?
I think he's just going to let her see her brother. Maybe make her feel a little better that he's not alone.
No.
Yeah. Now tell us who he is, or...
There he is!
He's just trying to allow her to want to go down into the hole of her own accord. Is the plan.
Okay, so she...
Yes!
This is the demanding clanship. So okay, she follows you. Like, are you sort of like her hands are tied? Are you sort of like pulling her by the rope, or are you?
No, I think just sort of hand on shoulder, sort of, and crook of elbow, sort of a friendly
I'm probably going to
guide.
just hold on to the end of the rope,
Okay.
but I'll follow.
Okay,
I'm
she's
also following,
With a
'cause
lot
I'm-
of with some
I'm
slack.
sure what's going on.
Sure.
So she feels like she is
fine. Yeah,
following.
I mean, obviously she is a bit taller than you.
Obviously.
But not massively. But yeah, but she sort of, and she says to you in Dwarvish, "What are you doing?"
I told you. You said you wanted to look at check on your brother.
Where is he?
He's in the hole.
Stupid brother.
Yes.
Don't ask him how he got in there.
So you lead her to the end of the hall. She looks down.
Can't turn it off.
It lives forever now.
She continues looking down, but she doesn't appear to be concerned.
Yeah, this is another reason.
We could do it, be so easy.
Nobody would know. I miss him already, quick little bastard.
It's alright, we got the rope, we can just lower it.
That was my
no.
first thought. Do you want to go and check on him?
Wow!
I don't think
Really closely.
I don't know what he's speaking at all.
I was gonna say none of you understand. He's. And then,
He's still speaking in the nice friendly tone.
yeah, no,
He
and
is.
she goes, no.
I say in common. Sorry, no, go on.
Bitch,
Yeah,
we'll get
yeah,
in the
yeah.
hole.
No, she just
Get her in the hole.
she just goes, no. He was weak. He can get himself out.
She doesn't want to go in the hole.
Alright.
that's fair enough, I
Too
suppose.
smart for that one.
She starts just backing away from the hole.
Fair.
Well, if we're going to do this, then should we separate the unconscious mother and father, tie them up? We only necessarily need to speak with the father.
Have you translated then all this?
I've basically told you I can't.
At this
There's
point,
no getting through to her.
But
she'll
said-
listen, but she won't, and she doesn't know where the.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
at,
you haven't
at
told
this
us.
point,
Yeah.
as this discussion is going on, you hear a deeper groaning sound.
I run over to the father,
I
sword
s-
drawn.
I
on his
sprint over
throat.
to him, like pulling the rope out of my bag. Like,
No,
ready to
don't
stop
any
time.
movement there.
Push her in the hole.
There you go.
One of the two translators, please.
I'm coming.
Crazy
You've got
language
the rope,
or
sorry.
dwarven.
Yeah, I go with Damerus.
And basically, like
It's
one foot on his
like-
chest, other sword at his throat. Just now, you just wait there like a good little prisoner.
Just sort of up at you.
Good.
I say, Dwarven, easy there, big fellow. No one's gonna get hurt.
Now, his son already told us that he has spoken with this new elder, so maybe we can
Does he still have bloodshot eyes?
Yes.
Do I
ask
notice
him
it now that I'm
about
literally
that.
looking at his
Maybe
face?
find
Yes.
out where
Cool.
where this elder person
Has
is.
anyone noticed? Oh, you were saying, is this the thing you were talking about with the
Yes,
eyes?
the bloodshot eyes. It's
Right.
It's bizarre. It may be an ailment. Esther wasn't sure. I have no idea.
Could be the herbs.
Is there something?
It ain't no ailment, boy.
Oh,
He
you
says it- he
speak
says in common.
common.
Oh, that's going to
Well,
save so much time.
that makes this
Right,
much
if
more
you
sense.
can hear us, tell us where the fucking elder is.
Yes, so, well, Ruck told us that apparently you have some, have had some correspondence with this new elder, who told you that apparently suicide is in this season.
No, sacrifice.
Sacrifice, not
Suicide would be
yes.
way less of a
Suicide would probably be slightly easier, but no. Sacrifice is in
Harder
this,
to believe.
this season. Now, please, if you could tell us where this elder is, and we'll be out of your hair. We've already got what we came for. This is more us trying to help the greater world, I suppose.
Yeah, we can't have you going and abducting and sacrificing people now.
What are you? You've come here to our lands, trying to interfere with our way of life. And his eyes are kind of just like, it's an odd sensation now that he's woken up. He doesn't seem to be blinking.
No, lad. What happened was, you came and took our young friend away,
Yes.
Yeah, you remember her?
and all we want is her safety and the safety of others. You and your family can live in peace and live in whatever lives you want, but don't go putting people in little cages and covering chests in gunk and stuff.
Wait, was that about a chest?
What?
There's nothing we'll explain.
It was a metaphor.
Go ahead then. Claim your victory. Kill me.
You're not
Oh,
listening.
no, that's
are you?
not-
We don't want to kill people.
That's not why we're here.
We're trying to stop that. These lads don't get it all, do they?
Well, no, I think it's more about a natural order of things. The strong lead the strong. But if you think we're...
Who
well,
are you who would not claim your victory?
I
Who
mean,
would not?
I'm standing on your chest. I have my fucking victory.
Yes, we've won. We've bested you. We've won the day.
Then finish it.
Oh, finishing it would be an awful waste, don't you think?
Better,
Wouldn't you like to see tomorrow's sunrise?
better
you
for
know,
you to
their
live in
birthdays
shame.
and shit. Raise your children.
Better for you to live in shame, having learned your lesson.
As he, as you said, it's like, my children were bested along with me.
Well, yeah.
If you bested me, then you bested them. They are weak. They deserve the consequence.
Well, how about you look at it like this? If you're not getting the fact of we're trying to teach you a lesson to not interfere with matters that don't pertain to you and yours, then now you know. Now you know how strong we are. Now you can get stronger and try again. And then we'll be here again.
Make an intimidation check, Damerus.
Oh my lord!
Pearls.
Damerus, 12 for.
12.
Damerus.
You're so scary.
More like Damerus silver tongue.
No tongue.
He looks up at you. If you're not going to finish it, then you're just as weak as my spawn over there.
Right, okay, but what part of... If you're weak, why would you not want to get better? Like, logically. Like, you're sitting there going, fuck it, we fucked up, we weren't good enough to beat you. Why would you not want the chance to get better so you can beat us?
And if we're weak, what the fuck does that make you, big fella?
No, he's saying that they're weak because we beat him.
Shut up.
When we fight in front of the prisoner, it makes us look stupid. I say that in conflict.
In halfling, I was like, put him in the H-O-L-E.
And I said, I want to, but no one will let us. Sorry about that. We were discussing whether we'll get to that. Look, the point is, your logic is flawed. You're following this fucking elder guy, presumably because he'll make you stronger, right? That's the general gist of things.
He'll see to it that all of you city dwellers will pay for your arrogance in defiling the sacred mountain.
Right. And he said that you'd have the power to stop us, presumably. But that didn't really work out how you thought it would, did it? So how about you let us sort him out, we'll prove to you that we're the strongest, and you by our fucking rules. You can have your sacred places, like we said. Just don't come into our fucking home and take our people.
City folk rule!
Drake, make an intimidation check, please.
8. Fucking sword at your throat. That's the point I'm getting at.
I have nothing to say to you. Finish me or let me go.
Well, we're not going to do either of those things.
I mean...
Then
I mean,
you're
we've already-
weak.
Fuck off.
Alright, Herb grabs him by one ankle and starts just walking backwards.
Make a strength check.
I help. I grab him by his arm.
Make a strength check with advantage, Herb.
no, I...
Good old advantage. 9.
9.
That was with advantage.
Yes.
The
Two
one,
halflings grabbing this big hole.
the one with his son in it, or the other hole?
This one with the sun.
I think so, yeah. We'll put them all together.
Tower of Wolves.
So it takes a while. Do any of you stop this happening?
Burden, what do you suggest we do here?
We're putting him in the fucking hole.
I know that your part in this is done. We've recovered your partner, and we can now continue with the job that we were all hired to do.
Oh yeah.
But
Put them in the hole.
We live and die by the justice of the whole.
Burden just says, if he wants to die so badly, I say kill him.
He has a point.
No, he doesn't. We don't just kill people. That's not who we are. We just put them in the hole.
We just kick their offspring and throw them into holes.
But we didn't kill him. And we're not going to kill this guy. We're not going to kill his wife or his child. We'll just find the fucking elder on our own.
Leave him for dead.
Like he
I'm out the hole.
at this Burden reloads his crossbow. Goes, if you won't do it, I will.
Okay, look. If you do that, we're going to have a serious problem.
No, okay, no, I'm fine. I mean, I don't care either way. I'm just saying, if it were me, I'd kill him.
That's great. It's not you, and we're not killing him. We're not killing anyone in cold blood.
Fine.
That's just not who we are.
We
thank
killed
you.
the bandits in relatively warm blood, I would say.
Oh, they,
Well, warm blood is fine.
But they are
That's our
bandits.
warm blood.
Yeah.
This is self-defense.
They wanted
blood.
us dead.
This
yes.
is
They are
self-defense.
bandits. They are
No,
bandits.
it was
now
self-defense
it's
when
not.
you're
We're
fighting
fine.
them.
Yeah.
When
I
you've
mean-
already beaten the living crap out of them.
I mean,
they're just sitting there.
in fairness, he wants you dead.
Oh, yeah, but he's an idiot.
And he will hunt us down, so it's self-defense in the future.
No. Okay. This is-
Preemptive self-defense. I like that.
No.
No.
It's a dangerous world. We're not going down that
There's
route.
no oil well here.
Alright.
Satire from Alex Wells King.
About 8 years to
Explain this.
2011.
I know. Right, can we throw him in the hole? No one has stopped us.
Yeah, no one stopped you, so
Fine.
you throw him in the hole.
You take some full damage, does it knock him out?
He's going in feet first, I guess.
He sort
He's
of
only back at 1 hit point, is he?
like, yeah, actually no, he would, yeah.
And
He hits the bottom because it's a 20-foot drop.
Yeah.
So he hits the bottom of the pit.
boots his son in the head.
And no, you don't drop him on top of his son, but he does start bleeding out a bit.
Esther, could you stabilise him, please?
I could.
Oh, you're not serious.
The hole has spoken. All hail the hole.
Are you seriously doing this? I climb down into the hole. For fuck's sake!
Why are you so stressed? We
I'm
have
going to join you.
minutes
I'm gonna help.
and minutes and a
I'm gonna try and
half.
stabilise
Do you
him.
think? Oh.
And you're going to help?
Yeah. Drake, make a medicine check with advantage.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
With advantage, I said.
Natural 20. Well, I'll keep the natural 20.
Yeah. It wasn't 2 natural 20s, but fine. Yeah, you sort of like you're immediately like no.
Herb sort of toddles off towards the daughter as that's just tugging on the rope.
Can I have a look around this like common area to see if there's anything of note around?
Make an investigation check.
I'm going to climb back out of the hole.
Make an athletics check.
I also would like to.
Make an athletics check.
No, not good.
Let me give you some rope to help with that.
11.
11. Yeah, you're both able to take your mental so
21.
21. You find nothing of significance. It appears that any sort of thing of significance was being stored in the cave. This is, very minimalist in terms of, as a family, as a group.
Problem.
I sort of tug on the rope and say, I'm really in Dwarven. Sorry, this is, it has to go this way, but I think you're best to stay with your family in the hole.
You look so well.
Make an intimidation check. Though.
I wasn't trying to scare. I was trying to do the opposite.
Make a persuasion check then.
Okay, great.
Burden will be travelling all over the clanship with you, correct?
20.
For the next few
Mod
weeks.
20.
1 moment. Modded 20. Yeah, she just, looks at you. And, and she kind of just, sort of with her head bowed, and then she turns, walks towards the hole, and then, sort of just sits down on the edge and falls in, basically.
She's still. Did you untie her?
No.
So did you lower her down or what?
Well, how long's the rope?
She's tied to 50 foot.
So I've still got one end of the rope.
Yeah. Could you get her to untie her? It's my rope.
Can I have my rope back, please?
I mean, her hands are tied. How's she going to untie
You can
it?
slip out of it.
No, well...
It was only a 13. If I have to climb down in this fucking hole again to get my rope.
She appears to be having difficulty.
I climb down. Do I need to roll for that?
No, well, if you want to climb down, yeah, because it's a 20-foot drop.
Climb down the rope.
Yeah, I'll climb down the rope.
I think that got reclaimed, but...
No, it hasn't. That's the problem. That's why I'm going down. She can't untie her hands.
That rope.
My rope.
Yes.
No, okay,
I'm
no,
with you
I'll
all.
say you can use the rope easily
Okay,
enough.
so I climb down. I'd like to untie the rope.
Yeah, sure, easy enough to do.
Then I'd like to climb back out using the rope.
Yeah, okay, fine, yeah, easy enough to do.
Yep. Right, what are we gonna do about the mother?
Okay, Damerus, you say to Burden goes, I'm not sure about weeks. A week maybe. I've got some travel arrangements that'll allow us to move around pretty quickly. But I mean, yeah.
Any areas that these serpents may claim to be their home, or
I mean,
do you think we'll run into these, or not obviously these people again, but individual sects of their group?
I mean, it's possible. I don't want to say no, but I'm pretty sure that the route I've got planned for us, I'm pretty sure we'll be safe.
So he still wants us to go hunting for monsters.
Oh no, that was
the job that we played
that
to
was
do.
always
This is
the
just
plan. This was a sidetrack.
Yeah.
Freebie.
Well, we were saving his friend.
So that we can do our
Right,
job.
let's
Yeah,
go lower
he-
the mother in.
He said that Shaana was kind of vital to the job.
Yeah. So that
I
we
guess
can
we tie the rope around
subdue
her waist and
monsters
kind of lower her that way.
Yeah.
Almost like a harness, I guess.
Yeah.
Or around the shoulders.
Yeah, again, I'll say for the sake of brevity, that's easy enough to do.
We untie and we
Are you wanting to like remake this pitfall trap? Is that your plan? To like bury them in
just
a
to make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, but like not completely because they'll have like a 20-foot space. But are you wanting to cover the top of this hole?
One of you two tell them that we're sparing their lives, but that they should renounce the elder, and if they don't and they keep doing this, we'll come back and we will finish the job.
He speaks common.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, no, he's knocked out.
They're all knocked out. That's what except
No,
the
the daughters.
yeah, except the like.
And she
Can
maybe
I
doesn't.
can I just play devil's advocate here for a moment?
I swear to God, if you suggest killing him again, we're gonna have a falling out.
Look, all I'm saying is that if they did it once, they're gonna rest and they're gonna do it again.
We've got 2 holes there, Burden.
We need it. Oh,
Yes.
Jokensian, I don't like to argue with you, but he's right.
we can't just kill a family. They've been brainwashed.
If those
He's
bandits,
clearly been fucking drugged.
if
Look at
those
him.
bandits who attacked us back on the road had been a family, would you spare them?
If the
the relevant-
half of them had been children, I'd definitely have a think about it. Yes.
Is everyone who we've ever met has had parents? Well, it's relevant because they're standing next to them now.
No, but it's relevant if one of them is bigger than the others and he's been brainwashed and beaten the shit out of them.
So
Did you not hear? She was like, I'll teach you a lesson, and the poor girl was cowering. Clearly some bullshit is happening here.
So we kill the parents. Maybe the children won't come.
I am not making a fucking Batman out of this.
Who?
Exactly.
It's a legend
They're
round
too low
our
level to turn into
Oh,
bats.
right.
There's a fella who used to get a bat, used to dress up like one.
Oh, right. I mean, that
Well,
sounds
I
pretty
think
stupid.
I know.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a halfling story, so.
Hey.
Whoa!
Sorry, tell me about that chest again.
No, I have halfling friends. It's okay. I'm allowed to make short jokes.
Stop it! Stop it!
They gave me a pass.
I'm going to rescind it soon.
Stop it!
Right. I get it, I do. But we can't just kill a family. Like, that's just...
So our choices are incapacitate them and leave them here
Yeah.
until they can release themselves.
And
Try
then
to find some way to take them to the authorities who will keep them in captivity for the rest of their lives, which they will consider worse than death.
They do not bow to any authority either. They would probably have themselves killed anyway.
And they would just break out of the bars because they can turn into a rat.
Yes.
We could do nothing and walk away and watch ourselves every night for as long as we're here, which will be weeks, which will mean exhaustion.
Fuck it, if they come after us again, we beat them fairly easily, fine. We'll beat them again. If they come after us again, fair game. I'm hoping they learn a fucking lesson.
Do I feel like anything that I was saying was getting through to the young girl?
Make an insight check.
Oh, that's cocked. Natty 20.
Second one of the night. If you can, Sarah, approach the DM.
Do you want a hand?
How do you want to do this?
No, wrong show. That's dangerously close to a reference.
I'll just put delicious brownies here.
But the delicious brownies. You're a monster.
Oh man, I mean.
I can't believe you two fucked up the chest.
Well, you know, in my head, my first thought was I should probably scrape that off, and then I was like, nah. It's like it looks. It's like, yeah, that was
But you try
my
it with the
first
staff or whatever.
It's like
if
it's
it's
gonna
acid or
burn,
anything, it
or
will
it's gonna
start
be
to
acid.
dissolve the staff.
Yeah, which is not good. Then he's
exactly.
down a staff.
Oh no! Just the tip. Like you don't
No.
do the whole staff.
The tip is the most important part.
And Damerus is not risking his blades on any shit. Like,
Look, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have a vote on basically whether we kill them or not.
yeah. And if it ends up being we're killing them, I'm just Damerus is.
If democracy wins, I'm not gonna be happy about it, but there's nothing else. Yeah. But I'm fairly sure we have the con. I think there's 3 of the 5 of us who don't want to kill this poor family.
Well, I mean, plus Burden, who is just like, I'll.
Look,
I
look,
don't want
doesn't
to
get a
kill the
vote.
family.
look. Frankly, I don't care either way. I'm just, I'm not out to kill them. If I can just as happy leaving them where they are. All I'm saying is it's something to consider.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could we? I don't know. Is there any way we can leave a message for them in a language they understand?
I don't know if they even fucking read. Like,
Can we horribly maim them to slow them down?
okay, I was so with you until now.
I don't
That's
think
not
we should do that.
fucking me.
I'm not
Yeah,
on board
please
with
tell me
that.
you're with me at least.
I'm not on board with killing them at all.
Good.
I don't want to either. I'm just trying to get something we can all agree on.
Maiming.
Just like a leg or something.
Look, if it'll make you all feel any better, like kill them, don't kill them, I don't care. I just think it's something to think about, and frankly, we've all had a long day, and we can move on.
Look,
Let's just leave.
killing a family in cold blood, that's not something you come back from.
I'm.
If we start here, this is the line, and I'm not willing to cross it.
Agreed.
Not for
neither.
these fuckers.
Agreed.
I say we've done a very good job of showing them how strong we are.
And I suggest we live with the consequences that they may come after us again, and we simply show them again.
If they come after us again, then we'll, I don't know, kill the dad or something. And then we'll be like, look, he's
Maybe
the
just
fucking
saw
brainwash
him
guy.
on his
Look,
fingers.
ignore that. You're fine now. Feck off.
We have to trust that the whole will show them the way.
Exactly.
I
think, Grandad, you're putting a bit too much belief into the whole thing. It was just a convenient device. It's only been around for one thing.
I did eat Esther for a while.
Exactly.
And look at her now, stronger than ever.
Actually, I've scraped my elbow. I've hurt my hand.
Curse you all.
Esther, what are the
The
holes
whole
in your
given
hand?
and the whole taken away.
There was this avocado in there.
Oh
The great avocado.
That was a reference to real life.
Again, tweet at Sarah.
In fact, you might call it close to a dangerous reference.
Oh! For Sarah, anyway. Anyway, right, let's have a vote.
Crystal
I
Bale
vote
and
we
avocado.
don't kill the poor family. Right, Esther? We voting against killing the poor family? Votes for killing the poor family?
If you vote now, you just seem cruel.
Everyone's entitled. That's democracy. She gets it right.
Yes, and we don't judge one another.
No.
I don't.
I understand
want,
the impulse.
I don't want to kill them.
You just don't want them left
It's
alive.
just logic.
Oh, no, I know. If you think that's the best course of action, that's fine. But in this case, we're going to follow democratic. So the four of us have voted against it. And you're right, they may come after us. And if they do, yeah, just have to take them down. At that point, we think about killing the dad or something.
And Esther fully reserves the right for an individual I told you so each, if they do follow us again.
Okay.
Damerus, you give us
Can I just
12
say?
I told you so's every day.
Oh no, I know.
If these fuckers come after us, I ain't sparing them.
Ah, no, you're not sparing us.
I think it's different if we're fighting them in them being the aggressors, but look at it this way. Yes, we did attack the boy because he attacked us, but we just stumbled or tracked them to their home and attacked them where they live. That is incredibly aggressive.
Where they were keeping
Yes,
Shaana.
and we have now recovered Shaana.
And used
Thank you, Shaana. And
reasonable force.
yes, now we can leave, and I 100% agree. If they attack us on the road, I will give them no quarter, but I'm not murdering a family in cold blood.
Alright, just easy.
No, that's fair.
Right, they seem to
I
like
respect
your
that.
little druidy talk thing. Can you just say to her that if they attack someone again, they'll die for it?
Well, this
Right.
is the message I was...
So please don't. Because it may not be us that comes for next time, but the next people who come probably won't spare.
Can they hear us at the moment?
The daughter can, and she seemed to like Vela's talking in the lyrical song talk
Oh,
thing.
yes.
She can, but she's kind of just sitting with her back against the wall, and as far as you know, she can't understand you.
Well, I'm sure, yes. Maybe she'll at least pass the message on.
But that's all I'm hoping. I just want them not to die.
I don't feel comfortable threatening her.
Oh, no,
I'm
I
not.
don't
No,
know.
this is just telling them. I would try to warn them. Don't attack people because you will get hurt.
Just,
That's
yeah,
what we want
no,
to say.
that's true.
I would say just warn them to stay away from...
City folk. That's
Yes.
what they were saying, right?
Yes, that would be... No matter what their elder says, the safest course of action for them would be avoid all city folk.
Stay in the hole.
I'm
Forever.
Set up a new life in the hole.
Note to self: never include pit traps in anything again.
Yes, it's serious danger for you now because if they do come up with
Oh,
the justice of the whole was ruled before.
It's like a hole-based religion.
I am going to pass that on, but I'm going to add also to her, you know there are other ways of thinking. Keep your mind open.
Make a persuasion check.
You just whisper that as we don't feel the wind.
No, it was a 4.
Oh, okay.
Well,
She
that's
just-
that family.
Or
then.
don't. Just stay close-minded.
Or just think about the whole.
It just crumbles.
She just like is just sort of staring at the unconscious bodies of her family, and just like
Oh yeah.
Murder in her eyes.
but like she apparently hears you and just unconscious, not dead, and is
Very
just
much not that.
yeah, and is just and just nods but doesn't look at you.
I'm gonna throw some rations down to her as well.
Hits her in the face.
No.
No, okay, she
Like-
doesn't.
I would also like to
She-
look through my pack and look when I get to my inventory.
Well, don't feed them.
Well,
Now you're just encouraging it.
Aren't we taking a small rest here?
A short rest.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
also leave like a
I
day's worth
am
of
more
rest.
than happy to
Okay.
take a short
The
rest.
That
two-
was the
Yeah.
original
the two-
plan.
Well,
Well,
then we know that they're not
because-
coming after us if we're right here.
Well, I'm
It's
not.
hat time.
Oh, right, yeah, he wants to look at his hat. Let's take a short rest, bide a hole, and when they all wake up, we'll tell him again and then we'll fuck off. Right? Maybe he won't be drugged anymore now that we knocked him
I
out.
think
I
we
don't know.
should get a little bit clear before we rest. I know
Uh,
we're all-
I
But then
do.
they're just going to climb out of the hole and come
But
find
But
us.
they'll
well,
do
we
that.
have a tracker with us. I'm sure he can use his abilities to mask our
I
tracks.
think
for the
we should
most
get out of
part.
here. I don't want to risk Shaana anymore.
Just gonna die.
Look, I'm sorry, Drakenzian. I know we don't usually have opinions counter to one another, but I'm sure that our guide.
You betrayed me.
I'm sure.
Straight
that
to do.
I'm sure that our guide here can at least get us somewhere safe so that we can have a
I
rest.
mean, frankly, you know, the further we are away from these guys before they wake up, the better, probably.
Hmm.
Let's go.
Okay, so I will say, for the sake of brevity, you're all able to get over the hole.
Except her.
Not here. Never get over the hole.
Thank you. I will also just say, Damerus and Vela, as you chuck these rations down into the hole, she doesn't react.
I swear blood oath of vengeance upon you.
That's fine. I didn't expect her to react. I just want to make sure that she has food to feed her incredibly injured family with.
Yeah, she doesn't seem. I will say again, given what you saw of her earlier, Vela, she doesn't seem. It's not, you know, this isn't. She's not doing a Batman. She's not like, I'm going to swear vengeance on all of you. She just seems a little shell shocked.
That's fair.
Now.
That was the most menacingly eaten blueberry I've ever seen.
That can't be a long list.
You're right, it isn't.
Top 10 most menacing
Menacing
blueberries. Number
blueberries.
10. 1997. A boy in the playground looked at me askew.
This is a new Watch Mojo list, it seems. So, you're all able to jump over the hole, and Burden starts leading you away.
I'm not sure that I'm probably the best person to do this. I would ask the party. Does anyone, or Burden, is there any method you can inform on me to disrupt our tracks?
As you say this, you notice that he's kind of, he says, everyone just follow my lead and try to walk as single file as best you can.
It'll hide our numbers.
And as you're walking along, like there's still this sort of reasonable level of snow. It's probably about, it's kind of been snowing most of the day really.
I forgot that it was all snowy, so we've just left them like this pool of blood and battleground as their own. That would be lovely for the real estate value.
Another menacing blueberry.
You know what
Yes,
else is lovely for the real estate value? The two giant holes.
That's true.
There was a great battle here. One of our children was kicked in the face and thrown into a hole. We're looking to sell this place for a quick 5 gold pieces.
Sorry, is that hole heated?
So as you're walking along, you see Burden is leading the way. He's keeping very close to the trees, and and he informs you all to basically, like, as you're walking, like, last person in the line kind of, nudge the tree as best you can, which you do, which causes some snow to fall, which is kind of masking your tracks as you do. It's not doing a perfect job, but it's doing a reasonable job.
Cool.
Damerus would know in a bit.
I mean, it's fairly tricky to hide one's tracks in snow,
Oh,
but
of course.
he's doing the best he can. Anyway, you eventually sort of manage to wend your way back to the main road, and you continue along the road, heading back west, towards Corvus Hold. Several hours go by, but the journey back passes without incident. You think, but over the course of the journey, you do hear once again those very distant "Oh."
The sound further coming from a hole.
No, like it's a wolf howl. I mean, a wolf hole. I mean, howl. No, it's just like you don't get that impression. You just get it seems just these, this forest is home to wolves naturally. But you don't get the sensation that you're being followed or anything like that. So, I'll say that several hours go by.
Do we manage to rest?
Not really on the road, because you're traveling back. But
walking.
I will help the people injured more than me on the walk back if they
sure,
need it.
like it's
Hello,
Yes.
I'm still bloodied.
How,
I'm almost double bloodied.
Double blooded.
that's not a thing.
That's dead.
Why should give it half and half again?
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes actual sense.
It's careful, Andy. It's one step from double-blooded to, well, on a scale of 1 to 25.
Yeah.
But I said almost double bloodied.
It doesn't make it better.
So that's double your bloody and a little bit less.
I hate you all. You're terrible people. But yes, so the journey passes without incident. Shaana is keeping, is just keeping very close to Burden, and doesn't make any effort to talk with any of you. Occasionally, on the journey back, when there's a distant wolf howl, she'll sometimes, sort of flinch back in fear or something, and Burden will just be like, it's all right, don't worry. But yes, she appears to trust him.
So when we get back to the main road,
yes,
can I leave a marker or something on a tree or something?
sure. To what end?
I'm going to make my Glathrine symbol.
Sure. Easy enough for you to do.
Obviously on a tree that you would see from the road when you're walking by, like
Yep.
pretty big,
Yeah.
and make it really obvious.
Yep. Fine. That's easy enough for you to do.
Yep.
Yes, you. So, I'd say by the time you get back, it's probably about 8 o'clock or so. The sun goes down a while, like not too long after your journey, and like for the majority of your journey back, you're navigating by starlight. There is a moon tonight, and there are stars out. It's obviously it's not super bright, and obviously for the human and the halflings, it's not amazingly easygoing. But Burden is leading the way, and you're all sticking close together, so you're fine. So you make your way back to Corvus Hold. The guards open up the lower gate and let you in.
When we get to them, I'd like to speak to one of the guards and just say, for your reference, this, and I hold out the pendant, I've carved this into a tree along the path towards, where are we going, Burden? What's the road?
Well, this is just the road that leads to Andukhold.
Well, that one. Can you let people know that there's potential wolf attacks, dire wolf attacks around that area on the road?
What tree did you carve this into, sir?
It's just one along the road. I've made it really obvious. It's a big version of this symbol.
How far on the road?
Couple of hours.
Okay.
So it's not near, but it's just if people are travelling and going on that road, they should know that there's a chance that there may be wild animal attacks. We're talking dire wolves, like bad. People should be going with protection.
Says the halfling bleeding from like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Covered.
Yeah, very obvious bite wounds. Yeah. Right. Thank you, sir. I'll keep that in mind.
Cool.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your service, I suppose.
I just don't want people to get hurt unnecessarily.
It's very admirable, sir. You might want to get all of that seen to at some point.
What? Oh right, shit. Yes.
Yes, no, we'll get him cleaned up. Don't you worry.
And dinner.
Well,
Yeah, and 2 dinners.
Dinner. Double dinner.
Well, I mean, you know,
Double D.
yes. Well, we got that gold from the job, so we can afford to splash out a little bit.
All
Can you even get me with that mushroom wine if you wanted so desperately?
at this point,
Probably
Burton
not with
goes.
this level of blood.
As you mention this, Burton goes. He like pipes up and goes, No, mate. Dinner and drinks are on me tonight.
Now that is a dangerous. Yes. You've not seen me eat.
Our friend here is an alcoholic, so that is dangerous on your purse.
You all went above and beyond what you had to do. You didn't have to help me save my friend. I mean, well, I know I said vital to the job and all that, but, well, I'm grateful.
That's very kind of you. I promise to only have 3 dinners.
3 dinners.
Oh,
yes. What he needs is to soak up all the booze, you see.
I do. I drink a lot.
He's just a growing lad, or at least that's what they tell him at the guild, so. No,
He's a growing boy.
He's a halfling.
Yes, no, we know, and so does he, but it's the thing.
Right.
But when people are judging him, he just tells them he's a growing boy, and then
Sure.
he feels better about himself.
Sure. Well, I suppose if you get an exercise like you did today, then you can work it off.
That's exactly true. We are very active people.
Right. You all got rooms at the Maker's Grail, didn't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we
Right.
did.
That's good as place as any as I can think to eat and drink. Let's go.
Right, as we're heading back, Burden.
Yeah.
I'm not have this my first time in the clanship. Would you know anywhere here in Corvosold? I don't know, any schools of knowledge, libraries, anything?
I mean, Corvosold's it's kind of known for that sort of thing.
Well, I'm in the right
I
place.
admit, though, I'm not super familiar with it. I only tend to pass through here. I'm from Brandishold myself, out further east. But let me have a think.
No problem.
He says as he looks through his notes. See if I actually wrote any of this shit down.
I might have one as a vegetarian dinner tonight.
What?
Well, if I'm having 2 meaty meals, I can have one veggie.
Yeah,
That's
so
probably
you need the
fine.
padding, right?
Exactly.
Well, that's great. I'm going to have a dinner beer.
I'm going to have many dinner beers.
Sorry, I just think that dinner beer and breakfast beer is one of my favourite things that has come out of all of this. The fact that she can... Please keep calling it dinner beer.
I think Vela genuinely thinks they are dinner
Yeah.
beers.
What is that?
That's what I introduced it as.
Well, if you think of anywhere, let me know. We're staying in the same place. So.
Yeah, no, I will. But, I mean, you might be better off asking someone else who lives here. But,
Oh, of course. Well, I'll
Maybe
I'll
like the
ask
innkeeper.
around when I get to the inn, yes.
Sure. Yeah. So,
We could have asked one of them guards at the gates. They probably know.
Well, people in authority like that, a bit too militaristic for houses of knowledge, but...
They probably know if it exists, though, right?
Well, yeah, this gentleman here told me they exist. I just need to find some better... Yes.
it's, they're very pious here. I don't know if you've noticed, but they're very, like, religious and, pious here.
Oh,
and,
is
like,
it a more divine house of knowledge?
No, I mean, like, I'm not super religious for myself, but, from what I understand is, one of the 12, any sort of, I think you would know, like, what's her name? The Wordminder? Thalhaya? Thalhaya. Like, she's one of the 12, and she's all about knowledge and stuff, I think.
Oh, well,
Like, I mean, like I said,
I mean,
I don't really know. I mean,
no,
there are universities around here and stuff.
Okay, well, yes, I mean, I'll take that kind of piety any day of the week.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
hear there's a famous old gnome professor from around these parts as well.
Oh yes, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, I had a few PhDs. Heard about him. What a funny one.
I mean, I'll have to try and find this gnome myself.
Yes, I've. In case it hasn't been obvious, ladies and gentlemen, I've set many games in this world of my own creation before, in which Andy has played in one.
Dr. Kovalicus Jones.
PhD, 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 PhD.
4 PhDs. They change.
Dr. Jones.
There you go.
Yes. Anyway, you wend your way back up towards the Maker's Grail. It's about again, sort of, it's this quite sort of twisting, winding passageways again with these like artificial lamps. You tell them lamps. Yeah. Lighting the evening. But you make your way back up to Maker's Grail, and seems pretty busy. Seems pretty busy today. But
Any tables? That we could
yeah, no, it's easy
secure?
enough. It's easy enough for you to get a table.
I'm walking covered in blood. I imagine people.
Yeah. There is actually this one sort of elderly one elderly gnomish gentleman who's sitting, at a table to himself having a drink, sees you coming.
What, have you never seen a tiefling before? Look, we're actually quite widely known, Come on, Mackenzie, let's go and sit down.
I'm looking at you.
Oh, come on, it's like you've never seen a pair of horns in your life. Back to your drink, old man.
For God's sakes, the man's bleeding!
I am not. I'm covered in scabs. I clocked.
And I mean, besides, most of it's not his anyway. Alright, move Drake away from this man.
That's also true. It's not all mine. Who was that?
He just
Oh,
begins
I
muttering
know.
to himself.
Was he rude?
He was kind of rude. I mean, look, I've got this tiny
like,
cut on my face. I mean, I'm not feeling great.
No, exactly.
Just
You've been through a lot.
Drake, just make a perception check for me.
Oh no, 5.
5. Okay. Yeah, you think that Damerus is well within his rights to be saying such things.
Yeah.
Well,
Even though you didn't notice
I never.
even though you didn't notice the fact that the gnomish gentleman was only looking at you.
Yes, only.
Yes, because he was only looking.
Yes, I know, and he was, and he is covered in blood. But it's like Damerus doesn't want the attention to be brought on our group, and is trying to deflect.
Oh, you old racist. So, Burton's like, right. He turned. Oh, it's my people. Burton just turns and goes like, okay, Shaana, you alright staying here for a minute, yeah? Shaana sort of looks at all of you and then just nods. And goes, right, what are you all drinking?
Dinner beer.
Dinner beer, serpent tooth,
3 dinner beers.
3 dinner beers.
Yes, some kind of ale or lager, I suppose.
Serpent tooth, please.
Sorry?
Serpent tooth, please.
Serpent tooth.
Do you think there's much nutrition in these dinner beers?
I think they're just beers that people have around about.
That's
dinner
really
time.
not the point of a beer, love.
It's like my
Yes.
normal beers that I have at dinner.
Exactly.
calling
It's
them
just
dinner
an
beers.
alcoholic beverage to have it at the time of consuming food in the evening, I suppose.
Well, if it's normal.
Well,
You're always saying I should do more of that.
well,
Yeah,
we've-
but
we've
you're a
had.
little young to be drinking.
She is a little young, maybe just a half for Esther.
Yeah.
We've been through
What
a
are you
long
calling
day.
a half?
Okay, fine.
Always about you.
So that's 5, 7, serpent's tooth, 1/2, and yep, rest for us. Okay. And you want dinner as well?
Yeah, I'll have one of the roast, whatever that is.
Yeah,
One
sure.
of the stews, whatever that is,
Right.
and the veggie shit, or whatever she's eating. I'll have one of those.
Oh, yes, if you could just ask for one of the meals with no meat or animal produce.
What?
Or
Is it
just
made with shit?
vegetables and
No, sorry.
Oh,
No.
She's
No.
been-
Yeah,
No, it's not
point,
shit.
point to Bella behind her back.
I understand. You sure you're that hungry?
Oh yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll get it for you, but you're that hungry.
Look, if I don't finish it now, I'll just take it up to the room and have it for breakfast. That way I don't have to have 2 breakfasts because I've already had 1 breakfast.
I mean, either way...
You're a strange little man, John.
He likes to have a 1 breakfast buffer.
Just trust the food will be eaten. There will be no wastage.
I don't know that. And he heads off. And you're left at the table.
I like to have a chaser with my breakfast. Another breakfast.
Well, well done, everyone. I guess that's strike 2 for us.
Did you say he'd pay us for this? Or is that, do we just do
no,
this?
that was... We're here for the sales, working...
Yeah, to get the animals and stuff. Did he say he'd pay us extra?
Well, he needed
No.
Okay,
he
cool.
suggested
We offered to help.
that
Yeah.
we collect his...
Good on
power.
us. Like, so we should. I was
Well,
just wondering if he offered.
Like you saw earlier, she clearly has some kind of a nose for potions and whatnot, and
Well, also, she was in trouble. Like, we were not just going to leave her there.
well, no, we weren't.
Sitting right here.
Well, no, I know, and well, we were never going to leave you here. Of course, we were never going to leave you here. But you quite clearly have an incredible talent for alchemies.
Yeah, thanks you for that.
Alchemy. Yes, that's the word. So, well, thank you for not letting our friend consume whatever it was in those vials.
Thank you. It wasn't a good idea to consume those vials because they were not mixed properly, and someone who had done that obviously hadn't mixed it properly, whatever it was.
Oh, well, that was good. Thanks for letting us know.
Yes, thank you.
I would rather not be dead.
Yes,
Having
I
reflected on
I would rather that he is not dead as well. Well, I guess you'll be travelling with us for the next week or so while we're here with your friend.
Burden said you're helping us with the job, with transporting the beasts.
Yes, that's why we're all here, yes.
Good. Thank you for coming with him. I was scared.
That's alright, we weren't going to leave you there.
Herb's looking very closely at his hat.
Almost for the duration of a short rest to a tune.
Licking the frog.
I told you do that with toads, not with frogs.
Oh, yeah. Which one was it that makes you go blind?
Whatever it is, don't lick that.
So, I don't know if you can grab this, Alex. Look at the very top right. This is a hat. Oh, hang on. Well, yep, there we go. This is a hat of vermin.
Offensive.
You are, yeah, but we're working with it.
So it has 3 charges. While holding the hat, you can use an action to expend one of its charges and speak a command word that summons your choice of a bat, frog, or a rat. The summoned creature magically appears in the hat and tries to get away from you as quickly as possible. It's neither friendly nor hostile and is not under your control. It behaves as an ordinary creature of its kind and disappears after an hour when it drops to 0 hit points. The hat regains all expended charges daily at dawn. So 3 times a day you can make a bat, a frog, or a rat.
That is not
For
on
an
your
hour.
side.
Yeah,
at
that
all.
will just try and run away.
I mean, like the DM in me wants to kind of rule that it doesn't necessarily create one of these things. It just brings one from somewhere else in the world. It's just like, why am I here? What's going on?
Something the DM ideas, my friend. No, very often my attitude with magical items is I won't necessarily think, what does the party exactly need, but sometimes I'll be just like, oh, that's interesting, here, have this, see what you do with it. I would also point out that the Hat of Vermin does not require attunement.
Ah, sweet.
Does the
Herb's
hat
just really slow on the uptake.
does the hat have an actual frog on it?
Yes, it's a like dried out.
Have I noticed that yet?
I would say
Well,
so.
he's
Yes.
staring at it on the
I'm
table.
staring at it and sort of like, hang on, there's something in this hat, and a bat appears in the hat.
So this bat.
How did you not know there was a bat?
Flies immediately into your face. Like I would say again, Velafyra and Damerus, you notice this as Herb is just studying the hat, and you're sort of talking with Shaana and everyone else. You notice sort of out of the corner of your eye as Herb is like just being obsessed with this hat. Suddenly, just this bat this bat emerges from out the hat, and Herb has suddenly become some sort of Batman. Dinner beer. And this bat just flies into Herb's face and immediately starts like screeching and like flying like around your table. And like, you know, there's sort of like people are like, oh, good job, what? Like, how the bloody hell did I get in here? And it just sort of starts flying away, flying around randomly, and people are kind of like, shoot, get out of it, and eventually it just flies out the door of the tavern.
Could I
Where did the bat
understand
come
anything
from?
that it was saying?
It was.
I think the hole bestowed upon me powers.
You never went in the hole. Like you just like Vela, you just the impression you get from the bat is just like what where what's happened, what's going on?
I'm bad.
Wait,
And
so
it's
did
just-
you summon that?
It just yeah.
I mean, it can't be the hole, but fucking hell. Did you mean to summon a bat?
Well, I just started thinking about a bat, and then the bat appeared in the hat.
Can you summon anything else?
Is that a dead frog?
Because it's a frog on the thing. Can you summon a frog?
Let's
Oh,
try
that-
and summon a frog
that
whilst
frog-
wearing the hat.
That frog looks like it's been dead for a very long time.
There is a very brief flash of energy from the husk of the frog, and directly out of the front of the hat, like plop, and a frog lands on the table.
That's
I'm gonna put
awesome.
my hands out and try and.
All hail the hole!
The frog immediately sort of like looks around and is like, and like starts just trying to bounce away off of the table.
I'm gonna follow it and
Make-
just be like.
Are you trying to?
Yeah.
Are you trying
Come
to?
here, come here.
Are you trying to actually catch it, or are you just putting your arms
I'm
out?
just putting my arms out.
Okay. Make. I will say, make Vela. I will say because it's you, because you are able to, communicate rudimentarily with it. Because obviously normally they just try and get away.
Yeah.
But because you're able to have this rudimentary communication, I will say make an animal handling check.
Yay!
That was
Yay!
awesome.
24.
24. Okay, so like.
New party
It's
mascot.
just mine.
And you kind of you're sort of leaning over Ester a bit, and like you're able to sort of get your hands around the other side, and the frog does like jump into your hand, and it's just sort of looking around, and not quite as rapidly as the bat, but it's just like where, what, who, what.
Hello.
What?
Hello.
What?
You're adorable.
But why?
There we go. What? Like that's about sort of the level of communication that you have without fully casting Speak with Animals.
I'm just gonna give him a little stroke.
Ribbit. And like you notice this, and like you notice, Vela, that Shaana is kind of like staring at the frog, and like very quickly glances at you very quickly, and then back to the frog, and then glances at Herb's hat, and back to the frog.
That is a cool hat.
That is a cool hat.
Herb looks at Vala sort of with the frog and sort of says, I think yes, you should belong to you.
Do I know what it can do straight away?
Not straight away.
I'm
but
just gonna turn it upside down and go frog, 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 frog.
That's the
So
One frog.
yeah,
one frog.
another frog does appear. Make another animal handling check.
You're sitting there cupping frogs.
17.
17.
It also does
Sure.
rats.
Yeah, you now have a frog in each hand. And like
The hat is on the floor.
the hat.
I put the hat on your. Well, I try and put the hat on your head. Behold the frog whisperer.
At this point, Burden comes back and is like, here we are, beer, and
Frog.
Okay, 1, impressive. 2,
Thank you.
where the heck did the frogs come from?
From the hat.
Yes.
The hat?
That hat.
And to him.
It's the rat hat, no, the bat rat hat.
Where's
With
the rat?
frogs.
We've only seen a bat and 2 frogs.
The bat, the rat, and the
What
frog.
else does it make?
It does rats?
It does rats.
That's probably less adorable. And I mean the frogs. To be fair, they're not that cute.
What's his
wrong with
name?
rats?
What's the golden salesman?
But they carry vermin like
Dermot.
plague.
Dermot said you could
Don't
have
know,
a
I'm
pet. Could you have a pet hat?
Can I have 2 pets?
I don't think hats count as pets. They're clothes.
Anyway, beer, roast. I wasn't sure what all the rest of you had, so I just got you all the roasts and is the veggie for you.
And a second veggie for me.
Yes. And
And that as a side to my roast.
God's above, man. You're like,
Yes, he's like a garbage can.
I mean, I don't think that's the only hole we've encountered today. You've got a bottomless pizza. And he just like very carefully puts another plate in front of Shaana and a goblet. And you notice that Burden is drinking the.
I was drinking that goddamn mushroom
Yeah,
wine again.
Burden is drinking like this really thick mushroom wine again, and you see that Shaana has a different liquid in her goblet. It's not beer. It appears to be this very sort of. You take a look at it, and like it's this very thick, syrupy red liquid. That like she seems to be drinking and enjoying, and she's just like she just very carefully takes her fork and knife and just starts eating. She seems to be quite hungry herself.
I'm going to just put the frogs down next to my meal and share with them.
The frogs, the frogs do not seem like, as you put them down, the frogs then just start bouncing around the table and like they
I try and guard my 3 bowls.
I'm
and
like,
my 2 drinks.
not trying to be funny, but why are those frogs here?
They
Like-
came from the hat.
Yes, we think
I
it
mean,
was the
yes,
hat.
but why are they still here? Is what I mean.
She likes animals.
Yes, that's.
I mean, so do I. But and he sort of is looking down at his plate of roast.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, then.
I mean, it's not that. It's just frogs. I don't really want to.
Well, they're not carnivores. They're not going to eat
What?
your food.
The hat frogs legs.
Do you prefer
What?
bats?
Now that's actually a good point. I haven't had frogs' legs.
Right?
No!
No, we're not saying those frogs.
Yeah.
But I don't think the chef would, people don't like that sort of thing in their pubs.
Probably
I'm
just
going
put
to
'em
take
on-
that hat off and I'm going to just try and scoop the frogs into it.
Make
Back you go.
make a dexterity check, fella.
Back in your hat.
Oh no.
Back to the hole.
That's a 5.
5. Yeah, you're trying to catch the frogs,
Oh,
but
slippery.
unfortunately, boing, ribbit, and like they actually just jump off the table
No.
and start jumping away. And people again are like, ugh, is that a frog? It's like, oi, mate, what kind of establishment are you running here? And like one of the like the bar staff comes up and goes, what the? Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir. And he sort of like tries to grab the frog. Come here, you. And like,
I'm going to chase them around and apologise to everyone. They're my frogs. I'm sorry. I've got the hat. and I'm
what are
trying
you
to-
doing bringing frogs in here?
They came out of the hat.
You keep frogs in your hat.
Well, they weren't. I don't really understand. I think it's magic.
Wait, well, just
I'm going to keep chasing and trying to catch them.
make another dexterity check.
Froggy.
Yeah,
10.
10. Unfortunately, you're like they're just sort of like wending in and out around tables, and like you're starting to lose them in the crowd, and like you can see some people are like and like you hear sort of a stamp, and like someone lifts up the foot, and I'm like, oh damn it, missed.
Okay, so if I can't manage to get them into the hat, I'm going to try and like shepherd them towards the door and like
You
get
don't
them
see the
out.
frogs anymore.
Huh? Someone did actually stand on
I
it.
don't know. Where'd it go?
I don't know. I'm going to turn the hat upside
Look.
down and go, frog!
Nothing happens.
Frog!
If I can I see Vela looking for the frogs?
Sure.
If anyone sees 2 frogs bouncing around the inn, I will offer a silver piece in reward for 1 2, obviously, for the 2 frogs. Please.
Safely.
Yes, do not squish them, do not stamp on them.
Like lots of people start sort of looking around. Time passes. There's like one of the bar staff goes like, "I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened. We run a clean establishment here. Please direct any complaints towards me, and I'll be sure to sort them out." And like a couple of people do sort of go over to complain to the barman, but like most people are just like,
If people go and complain, Damerus would go to the bar and say to the bar staff, "I'm terribly sorry. I think the whole frog debacle may have been born of us." And I would give them the 2 silver pieces. Apologies for that. It won't happen again. And I'd just go to the table.
Barman says, "Thank you, sir. Please see that it doesn't. I don't want to get a reputation."
Oh, no, of course I understand.
The hole took them back. Poofed them away.
Right. Okay, I'm going to try and nip this in the bud. The whole, not an all-powerful being, not an entity, not bestowing
The
powers.
lack of an all-powerful being. It's a metaphor.
Metaphors don't provide power.
It was a trap, wasn't it?
Ah,
It was
you
supposed to
clearly
lead
never
us.
read King Lear.
King who?
I don't know who that is.
Is he one of the old Damaran kings? I'm not sure.
Of all the things, this new kooky religion is going to be the worst that you've taken up so far.
For the best.
All praise the Lord.
It's called The Whole Truth.
It's holistic.
Anyway,
So, Burden, where are we headed in the morning?
well, I mean, first we got to make some stops at Andercold, but and then we after that, after we've picked up a few things there, we head over to Brandishold, pick up the majority of my stock, and then we head back the way we came, and back to Daymar. That should be it. I mean, it's
Are we hunting anything, or are we just escorting your stuff that you
there might be a little bit of that, but not much.
Alright.
Right. Anything you recommend we pick up here before we set off in the morning, or no?
I think that, judging from what I've seen, you seem to have everything you need. Shaana and I will provide any, extra materials and stuff that you need.
Of course. Well, we might maybe just check out the market a little bit in the morning before we leave. Maybe pick up a health potion or 2. There's some kind of healing poultice.
Can't
There's
hurt.
some logic in that one, yeah.
Yes, just to keep us on our feet, and maybe some food, just supplies for the few days that we're
I
out.
will say, I've got some fast transport, so we should be alright.
If there's any time, I would quite like to visit the temple. Would you mind?
Oh no, of course not. If
We'll make
yes,
time, it'd be fine.
provided yes, we should make time for Ester.
Well, we do have to leave at a very specific point in the morning, I will say. So we'll have to leave at about, well, I mean, I'll pick you up here around, let's call it 9:30.
Oh, pick us up here. We have our own cart and a couple of horses. Should we meet you somewhere?
You won't need the cart.
Will we be coming back here after?
We'll need
Yeah.
the horses.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we'll leave
Won't
that
need the
there.
cart, won't need the horses.
Maybe we should also allot a small bit of time then to head to the stable and just increase our deposit ever so slightly, just to make sure that everything is taken
Well, no, you
well
said we'd be
care
gone
of.
for
Yes.
what, that week?
If that.
Alright. So we'll let them know we'll be gone for about 10 days.
Yes, we'll pay up the lot just to make sure that the.
Yeah, so it's all there. We've marked it anyway, so we'll know it's
Yes,
ours.
well, I mean, but we bought a new bridle and everything before we left Peakstock, so we want to make sure our investment is looked after.
Right.
Well, to successful business.
I get my third beer.
And
Successful business.
and to new friends.
That is right.
Hey.
Clang, 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 clang,
And to the hole.
clang. Oh, no, glug, glug, glug.
I just don't stop drinking.
Down the hole.
So,
Enough of your hole.
as
Title of your sex tape.
very good. So, I will say, for the sake of brevity, you all enjoy your drinks, you all enjoy your dinners, however many of them you have, and in fact, Drake,
I
just
have 2.5, and I leave the half of with my snacks.
That's fair. Yeah, so I will say that you spend the night enjoying your refreshment. You all go up to your rooms here in the Maker's Grail, and you prepare for a night of rest for the journey further east tomorrow. And that is where we will end today's adventure.
Next time on MaudeWorld.
It's not something to be toyed with. They're not pets. They're not fun. It's dangerous.